Hey, hi, it's me, it's Jeff, and let's take a look at Grenade by Bruno Mars, and this is partially going to be like, how do you cover a song? And it's extremely contextual, like the decisions that need to be made. So this is in the context of a solo acoustic guitar act, but I might throw in some stuff as far as playing with a band. But as far as taking a song and doing a cover and kind of making it your own, how are those decisions made? Why are those decisions made? Because I feel like a lot of times people don't make those decisions and the song turns out not that great. That's just me. So the song, first of all, you have to learn the song. And this song is in D minor. Easy go, that's just how you live. Oh, take. Okay, way too high for me. For the Bruno Mars guy, is that his name? I'm not sure. But he's not like singing with his full voice. It's kind of like a half falsetto type thing, kind of like what Michael Jackson would do. And he does it awesome. It's great. But for me, I need something that is in my range so that by the end I can use all of my range. So I think that for me, like, that's more dynamic. That's what I have that is going to be, I guess, memorable. Whereas the Bruno Mars guy, his decision is like, my voice sounds great in this range all of the time. And if that's the case for you, then maybe keep it in that key. But picking the key, like, I just want to encourage you to be flexible with it. It's just everybody's voice is different and the application is different. And this song to me feels like it was written on the piano because of the key that it's in. You wouldn't probably write a song in D minor, the saddest of all keys, on the guitar. You read it on the piano. So the way you go about changing or transposing the key is what I would do is like learn the melody on the guitar. So it's a easy come, easy go. That's just how you live. Alright, so you got to grab a couple of those notes because that's going to help you when you go to move all the chords down. Now, since we're using a capo, like A minor, F, like all those chords are going to go down. So let's just move the song down a half step. Easy come, easy go. That's just how you live. And another step. Easy come, easy go. That's just how. And just keep walking it down, I guess, until you find where you like it. What you really want to do is learn the whole song and kind of notate the vocal for the entire song, and like figure out what's going to be the highest note and make sure that note is just above like what your range is. Now, if this is a song within a big set of lots of music and you're singing a lot, then you're going to want to make that highest note a note that you can hit night after night. And that's a problem, in my opinion, a problem with pop music is like they write the key so high. I'm not saying that the guy's voice doesn't sound awesome in that key and Katy Perry's voice doesn't sound awesome in that key, but when they go to do it live, it just really sucks because you cannot pull it off. If the best of the best circumstances, they do sound great, but when you're trying to tour and you're doing all these different dates 3 nights a week, it's a bad decision, in my opinion, to the detriment of the artist. So I decided to do this song all the way down in A, which is like down fourth or something. Yeah, so then I can use my full voice because I'm not going to do a falsetto thing just because of the type of vocalist that I am. I wouldn't choose to do that. I would just choose to sing it like a rock song because I like rock and roll. So easy come, easy go. That's just how you live. Oh, take. Easily within my range, and I can sing the full thing. Okay, so that was a lot on picking a key, but pick a key, make sure it works for you, and you need to be able to manipulate a song in whatever key it's in, which is also like an important part of doing all this stuff. Is just be familiar with the keys and don't freak out about moving it. You have to be able to play any song in any key at any time, because that lead vocal is the most important instrument. If you make that sound good, the song is going to sound good. That's how I look at it. All right, so the intro, he's playing a piano part that's I'm out of tune, I apologize. Just like an arpeggio, okay? So on a guitar, playing that kind of sucks because you can't, well, you know, you really could. You could lay the D underneath that and the A underneath that. If you're doing like a solo, because you want to be able to play the melody as well as play the chords underneath it. So the way that it sounds in the key of A is, am I right about that? Oh yeah, I was doing it up here. And then, excuse me, just doing that arpeggio. So finding that on the guitar, see how I get this open string ringing, helps cover up the notes. And then it's A minor to E. Also, if you want the chord chart, just message me and I can send you the chord chart that I use for this. Now, another choice that I made was to do a pedal tone in the verses, and so A rings out underneath all of the changes. So and I don't know, just something. It adds tension, it adds interest, and that was just. It seemed like it worked. Now for the intro, and then I go up and grab a higher voicing, a lower voicing. This is just to give the intro a little bit interest, a little more interest, because I don't have all of the pieces that would make the intro probably sound as cool as it is on the record. There. That's where that decision is. Now, the way you play this, X0, what was that, 10, 9, 10, that's A minor. And then you're going to move it up to A minor up here, which is X0, 14, 14, 13. And then move that same shape. This is like an A minor shape. If you move that up 12 frets, you get this. Now you take that same shape and you move it to the 9th fret. And there's your E minor with A in the bass. And then the shape that we use for A, which is this shape, we're going to use for E minor down here. And then we just slide that. So we're kind of like toggling back and forth between these shapes. So whenever I make that big slide, I don't have to change shapes. Or maybe I do. On this one, I change shapes. So it gives you the idea of the intro, so people, when they hear it, they're like, oh, this sounds like that Bruno Mars song. But then it's a little something different. Maybe it's a little more dramatic because it's got more of a melody instead of an arpeggiation. All right, so the verse is A minor. Easy come, easy go. That's just how you live. Oh, take it all, but you never give. So you have the pedal toning decision. You just have to try it and see if it works with the melody. In this case, it does. I'm playing 0, 7, 5. See the whole neck. And then for the E minor, I'm playing 0, 5, 4. And I know that's an E minor if I go. So yeah, that's the notes are A, G, and B, and the G and B, you know, there's no actual E chord. I'm sorry, there's no actual E note within the chord, so it's not an E minor, but it's more about the implication, and the melody takes you there. So that's where that's at. Now we do these voicings for the verse, and then for the pre-chorus, we're gonna go to these voicings, just a little bit higher, just to change it, just to change the feel. This is like a palm mute. Easy come, easy go. And then the pre-chorus. I gave you all I had and tossed it in the trash. You tossed it in the trash, you did. And that's just for like a different sound. And instead of the driving palm mute thing, it's more of the pick out. Why am I doing that? That's going to change the texture. Let's look at the end of the pre-chorus because we played a chord kind of out of the key, which is a very standard. It's a nice little trick. But the last line of the pre-chorus, you gave me all your love is all I ever asked. I'm gonna play D minor here instead of F. What you don't understand. And there's E major. Now in the key of C, that should be an E minor, but we raised that G sharp to help us lead into the next chord, which is A. So that's called a secondary dominant chord, and everybody loves to do it. And here it is. It's kind of like a classic songwriter's move. You're probably not going to hear that in a Katy Perry song, but this guy probably understands some chord theory. Good for him. We have a secondary dominant move. So I play D minor instead of F. You can sub those chords most of the time. And it was just because of the note that I was singing was you don't understand what you don't understand. I was having a hard time finding that note, and so I was like, well, what note am I singing? Let's make sure I actually play that on the guitar, and then my ear will just put those together. That was why I decided to sub the D minor chord. Maybe they actually play that. I don't know. You can argue about that sort of thing. And then E is just 0x999. Great. The chorus. This chorus really gave me a lot of trouble. But let's take a look at that in the next video, because I'm close to like 12 minutes and I can't remember what the upload time is. Anyway, I apologize because I ramble a little bit, but next video we're going to start on the chorus.